is taken from this Robocom initiative. So if you look at what happens in nature, actually, I don't even dare, but we can try. Okay, where are we going? So the point is that if you look in nature, we were presented with the example of a cat. But also a raptor like me has a level of dexterity and flexibility and robustness in behavior which is not matched by any of the current system, where we can consider the humanoid as the top of the current paradigm technology. So we cannot do it. What happens is that we try to implement more and more complex behaviors, but this usually happens by complicating the structure. So adding components, either software and hardware and sensors, actuators to the robot to a level that basically reduces the reliability of the robot themselves. We should probably go in the opposite direction. So I tried to have, this was also presented in a slightly different form. This was actually the Robocom project of several years ago, where the idea was to really find a new paradigm kind of robotics. It's an old story, so you know, AI as a word is used since a successful project for a meeting in 1955 at Dartmouth College. 50 years later, there was this meeting in Ascona, in Switzerland, where basically already this point that we probably needed a more biomimetic, self-organized, emergentist approach to AI, embodiment in AI. So ChatGPT is not embodied. So ChatGPT lives on the internet. So we arrived to, this was discussed in 2006, so it was almost 20 years ago. So 20 years ago, people were unhappy about AI. And in 2015, people was unhappy about robotics. In 2024, one of the major experts in the area is unhappy about robotics again. So what we can do, this is what we try to do in the iForce lab. If you look at the stakes from the point of view of the AI researcher and of the robotics researcher at the same time, you see, we are here. So we have a very strong system that are able to a certain extent the natural language processing. This is also meant as what you can do. So if you use the free main technology that I was quoting to do, you have no problems. If you want to go a little bit further, you must be careful, because you needed to test in advance if what you propose will be so these are kind of solved problems, but this is all on the computer. So this is just logic. There are some attempts, mainly from Google, because it's quite natural if you are Google and you have very strong expertise and computing platform in this area to try to use them in robotics. So typically you try to train these arms given a fixed arm with same approach that we use for golf. And this is an approach that Google is doing. More interesting for us is this area. We are also, if you think, for example, to a robot that has not only rigid but also soft parts, basically the structure of the system changes while you execute the task. And you think, if you look at yourself, it's exactly what you do all the time. And so this is the area where we are. Then, I just evoked this term of morphological computation. The best way to understand morphological computation, to look at how people work. People calculate, so a robot, also Boston Dynamics, works like in this way. Calculate the position, recalculate the position, calculate the torque, do another step. Calculate, so this is the way as a robot works. If you look at human, we don't work in this way. That means it is a controlled form. So we basically use 1/20th of the energy of the humanoid robot to work because we exploit gravity. So we exploit the physical, natural dynamics of our body. That is made of bones, but is made of flexible joints. So it uses a different approach. And if you look here, what's the problem? Why you don't see many robots done in this way around you? Because the model of this worker is a bad dependent. So there is a model, but it depends on the length. The only way to change speed is to change the length of the pendulum, so to speak. And in fact, we have knees and we have foot connected in a soft way. So we are built in a different way. And the ambitious plan of the iForce Lab is basically to work on 3 lines of development. One is really to develop models that bridge deep learning or similar AI techniques to the physics. So we want to put the physics in an intelligent learning system. Another approach is, while we pursue this objective, we do what we can do. No? So maybe a drone which is a little bit more robust with respect to current technology drones. And we have identified some areas that are demand manipulation, network robots, for perception, and also foundational issues. We've done some work, building also on previous work. And that this is